You're gonna love this podcast. You're gonna love this podcast. Doing it with my parents. That kind of sounded sexual. I'm not doing that. That's weird. It's you're gonna love this. Making my parents a little uncomfortable to start the podcast off. All right. Mystery guest who has not been announced yet. Would you mind switching the microphone settings back over? Oh, that's nice. Welcome, everyone, to a slightly echoey episode of You're Gonna Love This. Episode 35. You're Gonna Love This is, of course, the show where I, your host, Adam Moshcatel, try to write my Guess the Perfect Song every week. This week, as alluded to in the song lyrics, I have with me, real estate brokers, agent, volunteers, golfers. I like to give a lot of different nouns at the start to describe people. But really the one that you all already heard and the one that's probably most relevant to our relationship, my parents, Albie and Vicky Moshcatel, are here.
Hey, Adam.
Hi, Adam.
How's it going?
Cool. Everything's good.
That's good. It's cool. That's good to hear. You enjoyed the intro song?
Very nice. I didn't understand that one little line in there about, but I guess we'll find out.
So this will be an interesting episode. Usually I have comedians on, or most of the time it's a comedian, sometimes not. This will be one of those sometimes not episodes.
Your mom's a comedian.
More unintentionally. We'll see if that will actually show itself today. She's looking.
It's not fair. Two men to me. Not fair.
She's she's a little cornered here. She's in the middle of the two of us. We'll see how she goes. I think it'll be okay for her. So a little recap. This is episode 35. We have recently changed our rating system on You're Gonna Love This. Previously the rating system was perfect or not perfect. Had some complaints about that, so we've revamped the system to now you can choose between the three categories of perfect, terrible, and somewhere in between. So far, since the change has been made, we have had all somewhere in betweens. Feels real good for me. I'm in my sweet zone rare. I don't think any of the songs I wrote were perfect. My guests disagreed with me in the past, and now there's been less disagreement. So it's been nice.
Cool.
Yeah. Let's jump right into the first segment. It's called. The segment is called You're Going to Love This, which is the name of the podcast as well. In this segment, I talk about music that I've been listening to. And for the third podcast in a row, I'm going to talk about Wolfpack because they're the best. I have been proselytizing Wolfpack to pretty much everybody I've met since I found out about them, including my parents. How do you guys like the band?
Man, I'm totally on board. I love that. The bass player is phenomenal. And great sound. Good call.
Yeah, shout out to Joe Dart. I assume he's
Joe
listening.
Dart. Okay.
Yeah.
Joe. Hey, shout out, Joe.
It's nice.
Mom, you can say more than 2 words at a time in your sentences if you'd like. I know you usually go for a little longer sentences, Mom.
I've enjoyed what I've listened to, what you showed me.
Okay.
Which you had me listen to. Dad listens all the time. I don't listen. I have my own station on my in my car.
Well, we'll be finding out about that. But we'll talk some more about Wolfpack. I was gonna wrap up the segment, but no. Wolfpack as they let's see, what song do I want to recommend this week? I'm gonna go with Rango 2. That's probably one of my favorites. That's a remix. They do most of their songs are remixes of their songs from the past. They kind of like to rehash their stuff. But Rango 2's got a real nice slide guitar player on there. He's great. He has this 5-second really really low volume slide all the way up his guitar string. It's beautiful. Get into it. That has been You're Gonna Love This, which is the name of the podcast as well. Back into the normal podcast now. Exciting segment there. Let's jump right into it now. most times I only write for a song for one person, so I think this will be a unique challenge. I'm gonna need to get the musical preferences of both of you and try to fuse them into a single song.
You got your work cut out for you. This will be good.
No, Dad and I listen to the same radio stations.
No, the exact same. We'll find out.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's
Sirius.
Satellite.
Sirius Satellite. Shout out to Sirius Satellite Radio. If you're looking for a new host, if you're looking to start a new channel where you're not playing famous or popular songs and instead just having some idiot play whatever songs come to his head, I'm available. I'm very available.
Hey, Sirius may want to sponsor your podcast. They may want to spend big dough on the big.
Yeah,
you're gonna love this podcast.
That would be an interesting move for Sirius to start advertising on podcasts because they're kind of the competitor. I don't know if that's really a great business move, but it's I welcome it. If you want to advertise on my show, feel free. I'll be a very happy spokesperson for you.
Yeah, we recommend it.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Let's get into music. Actually, no. First question that I like to ask my guests. I'll start with you, Mom. Mm-hmm. Also, before I do that, I have to flip to a blank page. So here's some sounds of that. Okay, blank page. How are you feeling in the last day, the last week, however you want to answer that question? What is your current mood coming into this podcast? What did you feel coming into this?
I think I felt good. I'm a little nervous that I might do something wrong, but I felt fine. It's been a good week.
Any other good, fine, and nervous are all fine? There's some deeper ones though. Do you have any other things that you've been feeling lately?
I'm a little anxious about our president.
Sure.
And politics because I think he's an idiot. That
feels more real. I think anxious is more real than good. So I'll write that one. I'll write them all down. But good, fine, anxious, and nervous. Those are that sounds like my mom.
That does sound like me.
Dad, how about yourself? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling great. Of course you know, but your fans don't know. Is in February I ruptured my Achilles tendon and I was kind of in a dark place in my head for a while because this kind of totally changed my whole life and changed Mom's life because she became my nurse and chauffeur and all that stuff. So, but just in the last 3 weeks or so, I've regained a lot of mobility. I got to play golf last weekend, which was like the first time in 6 months, and
it's great.
So yeah, I'm just kind of really in a place of kind of gratitude, and I'm happy, and just feel like I'm more focused on the things I can do rather than what I couldn't do for a long time.
Okay, yeah, I like that. So you're looking to the future, looking at the cans, not the can'ts.
Absolutely,
love it.
Yeah.
Can I say another thing?
You can say as many things. Before you do, mm-hmm. I'm just gonna put this out there for the rest of the podcast. Never ask me again. Just say the things you want to say.
I'm hopeful too because the Mariners won 4 in a row. They lost today, but they won 4 in a row.
Perfect. Anxious about the president, hopeful about the Mariners.
I love I love baseball. I love the Mariners.
You guys just got finished coming back from a little getaway across on the East Coast where you went into...
No, we went on
the East Coast. East Coast, not that far.
What do you call
kind
it?
of the Rust Belt a little bit. We're up in Toronto, which isn't the Rust Belt, but we were in Detroit and Cleveland and Cincinnati, seeing those cities and the ballparks, and been part of our Mom's bucket list there.
We've now seen 17 baseball stadiums.
That's a lot. That's more than half, if I'm counting those right.
Yeah. It's more than half.
There you go. All right. Well, I think I got a pretty good emotional barometer of my parents coming in here. Let's get into the music talk. So I'll start with you, Dad, because as soon as I looked at my mom, she looked nervous and looked up and to the right. So I'll focus on you first. I'll let her collect her thoughts.
Yeah.
What do you like listening to? What have you been listening to recently?
I have a lot of kinds of music that I enjoy, but my kind of go-to is R&B.
Sure.
I really enjoy R&B sound. So, yeah, that's kind of my go-to.
Gotcha. Let's what kind of bands? What are you?
Well, I love music that just starts out like good dance music and stuff that just like right out of the gate just starts off with a high energy level. So like James Brown kind of stuff that's really good. You know, Aretha has some really good songs like that that just sort of, you know, literally the first chord is just like, you just know it's gonna be
just like shocks you into
and you just want to start moving right away. So yeah, I love those kinds of sounds for sure.
Cool.
Yeah.
I guess we're married for a reason. I love R&B and soul, and the ones I listen to, you know, a lot of old things, old like Michael Jackson, Sly and the Family Stone, the Commodores, but I also like Usher, and like Outkast.
Okay. I've said this to guests. I did not expect it from you guys, but I am not going to be able to. I've previously tried rapping on this podcast. My dad has listened to that episode. It didn't go well. I'm not going to be doing any Outkast stuff today, I think. But I appreciate the.
Yeah, I don't like the rap. I like some of his tunes.
Andre 3000.
Yeah.
The singer.
So
Get a little buzz there. Cool. Okay, so we're going for more an R&B flavor this week. I think we can get into that. So it's the danceability, that's a big part of it. What else about R&B do you think draws you into it? What is it that really?
Well, I also like the baby sounds, you know. So.
oh my God, am I even married to you?
That's why you married me, right?
Oh yeah, no, I have it through.
You know, so I like some of the love songs that they do. You know, that different artists do. I love the Spinners. They have some fun stuff, and you know, just I don't know. Even Barry White stuff is fun, and I don't know. Just I love a lot of that. The love songs too.
Okay.
So
I gotta choose one way though. We'll
we've got a choice. I like that.
I'd rather not have the
Get
love
me up
songs.
and dancing.
Yeah, I like the kind of move.
You got enough of a taste of the love song in the intro. You don't need any more of that.
I
well, besides that, if you get her up dancing, we can later on get down to the love songs later in the evening, right? So.
Oh my God.
Moving right along. Yeah, danceable R&B. So in the lyrics, do you have any? The lyrics, how do they attract you? Is there anything in them that you need particularly?
No, it's just more. No.
No, you know, that's really useful. I will tell you. That's probably the best response I've gotten so far.
Well, I'm just trying to
but
think.
you don't care too much about the lyrics. That's okay.
No, it's some of them I do, but I don't like real nasty songs. But some of them they're just, most of them are love songs, but in a bigger, you know, more upbeat.
For any listeners at home, if you do like nasty songs, go check out episode, I believe that's episode 9 with Duncan Dwyer, titled Perv Alert, for a song that my mom would not enjoy.
I don't like, you know, drug-related songs, stuff like that. But.
She got a big old eyes when she said drug there. Well, unfortunately, that takes out a lot of modern music, because I think pretty much everything is about drugs or has nasty lyrics that you don't like.
That's what she's talking about.
Old stuff.
Old stuff.
Yeah.
Usher's not old.
No, but you know, like Bruno Mars. You like Bruno
Mars?
Mars?
I love Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
A lot of the songs are about drugs.
They are?
Of course. You got the 3 topics that people. The songs are about sex, drugs, or rock and roll. Those are pretty much the 3. And rock and roll is basically just sex and drugs, so it's pretty much just the 2.
Right.
But I'll write you something different.
One song I always listen to when I'm walking.
Oh, lovely.
Is the Eagles Hotel California.
Okay, that's good. Now here's what we need to find out though. What is the perfect song for you in this moment? Do you need walking music, or do you want Is that what would make you?
I like that. Even in my car, when those kind of songs come up, more walking, more like a nice pace.
Can you explain that to me? When the song comes on in the car, you start walking?
No, it just gets me. It lifts my spirit.
Okay.
You know.
I know the song Hotel California. I'm not gonna be playing that.
Sing it for us, huh?
I would venture a guess. I mean, I would love for you. Do you wanna give it a try?
No, and I'm just trying to give you an idea that my songs I like move.
Okay, I wouldn't. Hotel California is a pretty slow.
Well, like I like even though it's not R&B or soul, I like Coldplay.
Okay, I think at this point, Mom, you've given me plenty of artists. I do
They're
not
all
need.
conflicting sounds.
I don't need extra things to try to put together. I've already got 2 people that I have to combine. So thank you, but no thank you on all of those artists. Let's keep going with lyrics. What do you care about lyrics at all, Dad? What do they?
You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about that while Mom was talking, and I guess I'm way more into the rhythm and the feel of the sound. I don't always lock into the lyrics as much as I should. So
I got no judgment.
I guess So I guess I'm saying I'm not as focused on the lyrics as it doesn't have to be like, obviously if you're playing a love song, it's gonna be love lyrics and but sometimes they're social message kind of songs that certainly have are important stuff. But I guess I'm just not that dialed in. I'm way more way more focused on the
beat.
The beat.
Yeah, somebody said you hear what's going on. You're like, oh yeah, that beat's crazy, and they're like, no, there's some lyrics in there too. No, Marvin Gaye, I like him for his rhythm.
Right.
He's got good lyrics. Yeah, okay, but honestly, that makes my job way easier. If I don't have to write good lyrics, that's great. I don't have to worry about it.
I mean, it has to be something decent.
Well, could you stop contradicting yourself just a little bit, Mom? Because it's pretty much every sentence is contradicting. You're a little. It's hard to criticize Trump, Mr. Hypocrite.
She's being her authentic self, though.
She is, yeah.
Well, I mean, the lyrics should matter.
Okay, so you want good lyrics. So you care about the lyrics.
To a point.
You're an incredibly helpful guest. This
She's
is
in
great.
character.
Yeah, that's great.
She's being authentic.
Okay, so the song I've been tasked to write is a R&B love song that sounds a little bit like Coldplay and Hotel California, with lyrics that are bad but good, but to a point. Does I summarize it? That's luck. Exactly what you want?
Good luck.
Okay. Let's see if we can mine this a little bit deeper. With the R&B is that there's dancing, there's the Sly and the Family Stone is a usually a really upbeat, really high tempo stuff. There's you said Usher is not particularly high tempo, it's more the crooner thing. Is there a particular I am asking you guys for your perfect song. Right. What is exactly what you want to hear? You have to have an opinion. Sure. So what
you mentioned Sly and this Family Stone, for example, like sing a simple song, right? It just kind of like right away, it's just like boom, you just got you into it.
Right.
I think of James Brown. I think of Sex Machine or whatever. It's
James Brown's not my.
I love James Brown.
This is going to be the challenge.
Rick James, I like his stuff, like Supertramp and stuff like that.
Super Freak,
whatever.
Supertramp's another band.
Rick James has some good ones.
I hate to tell you this, Mom. A lot of Rick James songs are about sex and drugs. It's pretty much every Rick James song.
I don't think a lot of them. I think all of them.
I think you may want to go back and listen to those lyrics again, because I don't think I'm going to be able to do that style.
Oh.
If you ever see the videos, you'll get it.
Yeah.
The Mary James,
cool. So,
I guess some of them I like do have sex and drugs in it.
Thank you for that admission, Mom. That's very magnanimous of you to admit. I'm gonna have to write that down in the annals of You're Gonna Love This History. My mom has admitted to sex and drug lyrics in Rick James.
Some of them.
Some, not all of them. Super Freak, that's G-rated.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I like that song.
Great. Oh, well, I wrote down about as much as I usually do. I got like 10 words on the page here. It's not bad. Let me see. Do I need anything else? I'm going to be writing an R&B song. I've got a range of tempos to choose from. It's got to come in with a good kick. And the lyrics kind of don't, but really do matter. And so...
You got it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I've only got one last question for you guys. Have you ever heard Cars by Gary Newman?
I don't think I have.
I have.
Have you?
Yes.
Is that as a consequence of the podcast, or is that before podcast you were a Gary Newman acolyte?
No, I think as a result, I'm an avid listener of the podcast.
Thank you very much.
And knowing that all of your guests have the pleasure of listening to Cars by Gary Newman, I decided to look it up.
All right.
What is this song? So I know the song.
That's good to hear. This will be interesting. I think this will be the first two-person off listening to a song thing that we've done on the podcast. I don't know how that will affect your enjoyment of the song or your time spent not in my bathroom but in your bathroom this time. But that is where I'm going to be sending you. My mom made a really
Can we
grossed
go
out face.
downstairs?
No, you're going to the bathroom.
It's his podcast.
Yep. I had to tell my mom before the podcast started. I can't remember what she decided she wanted to do, and I said, no, you don't get to decide what you want to. Unfortunately, you're on my show.
Okay.
You had 24 years of telling me what to do. It's my turn for.
At least it's not your bathroom.
Okay. This is good thing that we're doing this in your house and not in mine. All right, well, I think that'll do it for the first little segment. We will be back after this with more You're Gonna Love This.
What's up? It's Jaquez. It's Carl Tart.
It's Edgar Mobus here.
And we are here to remind you to listen to Against the Grain. Please subscribe on iTunes and like the podcast on whatever platform you listen to podcasts on. We'll be there. And this is a podcast based on the proper way to cut a human's head. Against the Grain. I'm just kidding. That's not what this is about. Listen to it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
The song was annoying.
Uh-huh.
Do you know that?
You want to plug me into there?
Yeah.
What is this thing here?
Plug your phone. How do you want me to plug your phone?
Well, the phone's done being used now. I don't care anymore.
But you might, in case you...
You might want to check in case you go out.
It's true.
You can watch the Warriors game?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're only at 50.
Let's see. Honey, you want to be plugged in? You want your headphones?
No, I don't want to be plugged in. I don't need to be plugged in. I'm listening to him. I don't know. My head is killing me. Do you plug in again, Adam?
I do plug in again. Mom? Okay.
Dad danced the whole time. Like he was in a dance studio.
Oh, man.
Him on a lane in Seinfeld.
Oh, boy. Well, glad you enjoyed it at least, I guess.
I didn't enjoy it.
I'm happy.
Welcome back to You're Gonna Love This. You heard a little bit of what my guest thought of Cars by Gary Newman, but I'll ask him. How did you enjoy your time in your bathroom? Not mine.
A nightmare. That song, if I ever heard it again, I'm going to shoot myself. And Dad danced the whole time.
No, what about the song did you not like?
The repetitiveness over and over and over. Once was fine.
3 times not so good?
Oh my God.
Okay. And Dad, you liked it?
Well, I like I said, I'm happy, I'm grateful, all that stuff, and so it's kind of a happy, grateful. I don't know about grateful, but it's a happy song, and and it kind of gets right into it, the beat and all that stuff. So
I think it's pretty grateful. He's happy to have a car. He's glad that it's safest of all places.
Yeah.
He can lock his doors.
True.
Only way to live. That's it sounds pretty grateful to me.
Yeah. So I just danced.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
In our bathroom.
Yeah. Was there a lot of space for that?
Just enough.
Him and Elaine from Seinfeld look similar.
Oh, that's cool.
That's an old school burn. We've got some Seinfeld fans in the YGLT audience. I hope we got 3 in the room. I don't know how everybody did on that, but y'all ready to hear your song?
Can't wait.
I'm excited.
Well, that's very good. Dad, would you mind switching the microphone setting over to the cardioid? Oh, there we go. All right. Just gonna make sure that's okay. Yeah. No, I'm gonna start that one over like that. nasty blood. Pasty, sleep in a coffin. I'm a vampire. I come to bite your neck. I'll suck up all that blood. I'm gonna send you straight to heck. Hairy, sharpened claws, scary snouts. I'm a werewolf. I come to bite your neck. I'll turn you into one of me and I'll send you straight to heck. Ooh, stake me please. Put that silver bullet right into my heart. Bend my knees, monster song. There you go. Would you mind switching the microphone back from where it is?
Switcher.
There you go.
Yeah.
There's your song. What'd you think?
I loved the music. The word. Oh, I thought it was
I'm
my
fine.
fault. The words. I wasn't so sure about, but I loved. I mean, that was very creative. Vampires.
But he didn't
You know,
get
if-
nasty words, though. He said heck.
You know, Mom,
He said heck.
if you wanted different lyrics, you should have told me. Because you gave me nothing. So if you're upset by the lyrical content, next time give me any.
I'm not upset. I'm just like, where the hell that come from?
You start writing and stuff comes out and you're just...
The artist, the inspiration.
But there was no sex
That's
or
right.
drugs. It's just.
He even said heck.
I said heck. Send you straight to
Couple
heck.
I wouldn't mind a little swearing, but that's okay.
You have to stop contradicting yourself. You can't continue this.
Okay, what is?
All right. Well, that's a great first impression. Dad, what'd you think?
Well, like Mom said, I loved it. It had kind of a Jimi Hendrix vibe to it.
Sure, that's the chord that I was playing there is the Hendrix chord is what it's called.
Well, yeah, and
That's great.
even I don't know all the terminology, but some of the cadence of the song and everything definitely had a Hendrix vibe to it, which I really enjoyed.
Did not bring him up, but he's kind of not really R&B, but he's part of the group I'd say of people you enjoy. So.
Oh yeah. Being a Seattle guy, we were just in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in Cleveland, saw the big Jimi Hendrix exhibit there, and we were pretty inspired. So yeah, we love him. So anyway, that part was great. I thought it was clever. The whole vampire, the whole vampire thing was clever. It was kind of it was funny. I was going, where the hell did he get that? But that's the artist in you. Right?
This one came out fully formed. It's sometimes songs take a little bit. I've got a lot of crossing out to do. This one, it just came out easy.
Yeah,
it was not you never know. You never know where the inspiration's going to strike from.
Yeah.
And if you don't want a vampire song, you got to tell me.
That's right.
That's
right. For the listeners, I just got to tell you, it's really interesting to watch both how you did your introduction music, which came in about a second and a half. You kind of went, okay, let's just try this.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. And how you put this all together in whatever it is, 11 minutes and 9 seconds. It's
just about, yeah.
It's remarkable. It's really for a non-musician here. It's pretty inspiring to see you put that together.
Yeah. You just don't hear those kind of lyrics usually in a song. At least in R&B.
Well, what did you want a love song? Because you pretty specifically separated those two places out.
That was our fault.
You know?
I think. We weren't specific enough.
No,
Yeah.
Here I am under the bus here. Just a second.
What was that?
You just threw me under the bus. It was.
Our fault.
That's what I said. Okay.
Yeah. Let's see. So the music. You like the music? You didn't love the
Love the music.
I think that's a fairly common complaint on this podcast. I would say. Pretty much, very few people have liked my lyrics. I'm trying to think of who has. Yeah, sometimes they come out okay, but
like 6 perfects, 7 perfects,
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all asterisks
Well,
now.
of course, subject to the review board, right?
Oh, that's no, that. Well, that may or may not be happening still. I think I don't have any information to give right now for the audience at home. But probably the YGLT Advisory Perfection Board may be dissolved. Turns out people don't like to when they're in the room with somebody who said that a song was perfect. They don't like telling them that they're wrong. I found that out, and that's not very good at radio. It's just everybody agreeing that a song that you've already heard is perfect. So,
Get it.
probably not going to happen. Okay, I think it's time. You have 3 choices. Well, let's. You know what? I'm going to make this a little more interesting. Just for this one, because I want to see what my mom says. We're going to separate the music and the lyrics. We're going to give 3 grades here. I want a music grade, a lyric grade, and a total song grade, all within the You're Gonna Love This system. So the only grades you are allowed to give are perfect, terrible, and somewhere in between. We'll start with Dad. How do you like the music?
I'm gonna give it a perfect. You know I like funk guitar, and I didn't realize you're playing an acoustic guitar, which is hard to really get to the essence of it. But you really captured what I like in a song. It was high energy, came right out. Had some good like kind of funk strumming and stuff, and I really enjoyed that. So I'll give it a perfect.
Okay, that's one perfect, Mom.
2 perfects.
Okay.
Because I love the music. It was, and I don't know how you could do that so quick, but it was very nice. You had a good beat, everything.
Okay. Dad, back to you. Lyrics.
So the lyrics, I'm going to give it a somewhere in between.
Okay.
Right. I liked that it held. The theme was good. It was clever. I'm not a big vampire bat
Kidding me?
zombie guy. So like when I go to movies and stuff, those are not the kind of movies I typically go to.
I don't think. Well, they are starting up the new Universal. You're not gonna be a big fan of this new shared movie universe of the Universal monsters, where the mummy and the werewolf and all those.
It's one more thing I'm on the outside looking in, I guess.
Oof,
huh?
that's tough.
Ouch.
Everybody's gonna be digging. That's the new hotness. Is the Tom Cruise and the mummy. That's all the kids. I mean, I don't know how much you're on Twitter, but you're on the older side. I think all the young kids are just raving about the mummy. So
okay. Well, I'm on the outside looking in again.
all right, I'll take that. Somewhere in between, Mom.
Terrible. There's no rhyme or reason where you came up with that. It was like mummies, vampires. Sorry.
The best part of this though, they got a taste of the laugh. That's what it first got me.
Yeah.
Nothing else you want to say?
She loves.
There's not much to say because I don't get it exactly.
Okay.
Adam, do you want to revisit the parameters of the song and maybe she'll kind of get that? What you were tasked with doing?
I was tasked with writing a R&B love song that sounded a little bit like Hotel California and a little bit like Coldplay, with just some good lyrics, but they're not that good, and they don't have to be very good, but they should be up to a point good.
And they're not that important.
But they're not that important.
Right.
They weren't up to the point good.
Okay. Fair enough. Now for the full song rating. Given that you have both given a less than perfect rating to a section of it, it would be interesting to see the mental gymnastics of trying to give the song a perfect. Let's start with you, Dad.
On the continuum, it's a lot closer to perfect than terrible.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a lot closer to perfect than terrible. But I mean, if given the rating system, I've got to say it's somewhere in between.
Love it. That's exactly what I wanted to hear.
All right.
I'm glad that you didn't make me argue with you about it, Mom.
No arguments. Somewhere in between.
I'm just glad you didn't give it a terrible because I'm glad the lyrics didn't drag it all the way down to that third category.
The music was. I don't want to hear the lyrics again, but I'd like to hear the music again someday.
Okay, well, that's the review from my parents there. Looks like we got ourselves another somewhere in between, right where I like to be. This will be interesting because I don't know what either of you will have to say for this, but let's do some plugs. You can plug whatever you want in the world, anything that you would like to give a shout out to, get more attention towards. Usually it's personal projects. If you have any that you'd like to share, I'm not aware of them. But I would love to hear about them if you have any. I'll start because they're actual plugs. You can follow, you're going to love this, using the username YGLT Podcast. You can find us on Facebook. You can find us now on Instagram. You can find us, I believe, on Twitter, but there's not going to be a lot there. And you can go to any of those places to catch all of the sweet, sweet content that our new producer, Katie Mears, last week's guest, will be giving out. Where else? If you want to see me perform comedy, you can go to facebook.com/dadjokescomedy. There, all of our show dates will be posted somewhere in the week beforehand. So stay tuned, because we don't give you a whole lot of ahead of time information. Those are my plugs. You guys have anything?
Well, I got one. If you are interested in some local insight on the Seattle real estate market, you could go to my Facebook page at facebook.com/howsthemarket. And I try to put my insights on how I view the real estate market from time to time.
Lovely. That's a good plug. Mom, do you have anything to plug? Any thing you've been enjoying recently that you want the world to know about?
Just visiting baseball stadiums.
All right.
How about where you volunteer?
Oh yeah, and if you ever want to give to a good cause, I volunteer at Jubilee Women's Center. It's a battered women's shelter. They have a boutique there. If you donate there, it goes to the homeless people and other ladies that live in shelters.
Very good. Those are some good plugs. I feel pretty confident with those. And starting with last week, I realized, I've realized for a long time that I don't know how to end things, but podcasts in particular. New tradition on YGLT. I'm going to have my guests try to come up with a slogan for YGLT. I can't remember what it was last week. We'll start with you, Dad. What do you think? What's your slogan for the show?
The slogan for the show. You're going to love this podcast. Open your ears, open your mind, check it out.
I like it. Open your ears, open your mind, check it out. That's in the running. Certainly. Mom, do you have a slogan suggestion?
Not really, but just in 11 minutes, you'll have a song that you'll never forget.
That's pretty good. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.